Hey family, welcome to the Finance for Families podcast, the show that turns everyday money talk into family building power. Get comfortable because your journey to stronger family finances starts now. Now, they say a goal without a plan is just a wish. And trust me, as families, I think we don't need more wishes, we need wins. So, how do we get from dreaming about these family goals to actually doing something about it? Let's talk action today. I'm your host, Linda Mack, and I like to think of myself as that fire that is igniting those much needed family conversations on finances. Welcome back, family. If you tuned in to our season premiere, you know we talked about why goals matter, the goal setting process, the need for clarity, for direction, for shared vision. And I'm happy to share that we also heard from a few of you. Thank you for the DMs. Now, one listener said when they listened to the podcast, they shared it with their fiancé, and he had a few comments about it, but what she loved the most is that they actually got talking on goals as them, us, the two of them, and it wasn't as awkward as she thought it would be. Now, that's what we love to hear. Conversations being ignited. So all the best to you, and let's keep those conversations going, because trust me, it gets less and less awkward the more we have them. Yeah. Now, if you've ever had a family goal that has fizzled out, saving for vacation, starting an investment plan, building your dream home, today's episode is for you. We want to unpack why families get stuck, and more importantly, how can we get unstuck together? Now, the struggle is on the execution. So how do we get stuck? How do we not execute? So the first reason is we don't have a shared vision. Because sometimes as a family, our goals clash. We are not all rowing on the same direction. As a mom, I might be dreaming of that property, our family home. The dad is thinking about this family car. The kids just want new gadgets. And no one's wrong. But if we came together and we had a shared vision, then our goals will stick. So what can we do about it? We actually just have to set time aside and see, for us as a family, what does success look like? What experiences do we want to have together? And then how do we create goals that will become shared purpose and help us to achieve them together? So a shared vision is very important. Secondly, another reason we get stuck is poor communication. We talk about the goal once and then everything gets busy. Everyone gets busy. There are no check-ins. There are no reminders. There's no progress. And soon that dream is buried and every day is chaos. Lives. Yeah. So what do we do about it? Let's just try and schedule time for monthly check-ins. We need to create regular check-ins. Could be monthly, could be over. Food. We need to make it like a nice, safe space and ask ourselves, what are we going to do on this? What needs to be adjusted? So it's our touch point as a family. We don't just say it and then now everything goes back to normal. Another reason why we get stuck is very vague goals. We just want to save. That's not a goal, that's a wish. Yeah? We have to be very smart about it. And we talked about this in our first episode where we say we want to save 30,000. So if it's 30,000, over what period of time can we break that down so it becomes doable? We can track it. Yeah. So be very specific, be very smart of the goals Now, another reason we get stuck is no ownership at all. Because as a family, we set up, but we all make assumptions. Oh, mom will take care of it, or dad is the one who will sort it out. But no one actually does. We need to sit together as a family, get everyone assigned some role. The kids can be able to do research on it. Then, if it's the mom who's more financially savvy, let her be the one now to put everything in place, assign those roles. And then one can actually be the police, the one now to say, okay, can we track it? Can we sit down and see what have we done, what haven't we done, what do we need to do differently, what can we change, and all that stuff. But it's very important for people to take ownership within the family setup. Now, another reason is emotional baggage. Goals are not just about money. They're very, very emotional. Some of us are carrying fear, guilt, past failures. So you find a place where maybe the mother wants to play it safe and the dad is like, no, let's go in boldly. Yeah. So you have to be able to talk around your fears. Find what's your biggest fear, what's your hope for us. Deal with those emotions first, and then now the plans become more clearer. People get to buy into the plans more, because if we don't deal with that emotional baggage, and I would take you back. So I did a free webinar in the month of February. You can find it on my YouTube channel, where we talked about the emotions, the psychological bits when it comes to our money personalities. It's a very, very interesting session. So please do check out on my YouTube channel and have a listen to it. Yeah, it will really help, but we have to deal with the emotions of it first before we are even able now to sit and plan, because once the emotional aspect is taken care of, then the planning bit becomes very easy. Another reason for me, again, is the social pressure and lifestyle creep. You know, when you are on the gram and you're looking and you're seeing all this and commenting on people's family goals, you then get into the point where you feel like you want to adjust your family goals, but are you adjusting them to fit in or to get you ahead as a family? Yeah, you don't have to keep up with the world. You need to create goals that align you as a family. So think long term. You know, ask yourselves, as us, where do we see ourselves in the next 5 years, the next 3 years, and what goals have we set for ourselves now, and are those goals helping us to achieve that 5 or 10 years or so? So it's not that much about what I've seen and I think will be good for us. It is more about what I know is definitely good for us, and the steps that we are taking in the form of the goals that we have created to be able to get us there. So at times, most of the things, for me, I say most of the things we see on the gram, yes, you know, they can challenge you to be better. You can see things, you can say, we'd like to try that. But most of the time, really, you have to personalize. You have to tailor it to your family, because you are the one who knows your family best. Yeah, it's not just taking it as it is, because most of it is not really real. Yeah, but I do feel like they can challenge us to be better, but we don't have to conform to everything that we see on the social media platforms. Now, another reason I think we get stuck is we don't make it fun. You know, it's so serious. Like, budgeting is usually made to be so serious, so that's why families don't want to do it. This whole goal setting process is made to be so serious, families don't want to do it. But there are ways that we can incorporate some fun, and because that fun bit is what is going to motivate us to keep working on these goals. So how do we do that? Of course, we've involved everyone. We've tried to look for ways to be able to challenge each and every member of the family. You know, have those sessions where we'll celebrate someone helped us to do something. If maybe we are trying to save a bit more from our budget and someone's able to do that, celebrate that person. Make it like a nice family engagement. If we hit a milestone, you know, let's have a movie night. Let's do something that we'll all enjoy. That way, everyone feels like, you know what, this is ours and it is fun. It's not just all seriousness, targets, and all like corporate and all that. So let's infuse a bit more fun so that each and every family member feels motivated to work towards these goals. Now, I just want to do a quick recap on, like, for me, the two main things that I feel like we should be able to incorporate in our goal setting and our goal achieving journey. One is to be able to have family to come together and break these goals into smaller, manageable, bite-sized pieces. So give ourselves quarterly targets, monthly targets, yeah, so that big goal suddenly becomes this bite-sized and doable thing. Then the other bit, which I think is very, very important, is what we spoke about in one other session, which I call R.A.P, which is reflect, assess, and plan. Now, I covered this in our year-end webinar, which is also available on our YouTube channel. You can check that one out. But just to give you a quick refresher, is reflect is you're looking back to see what has worked for us, what's not working for us. And then the assess bit is you're thinking, what resources do we have now in terms of income, the time we have, the skills. Then plan is we are setting timelines, we are assigning roles, we are determining how do we get ourselves to stay on track. Now, let's say your family goal is to maybe reduce debt by 100,000 this year. So you took on this debt as a family because maybe you needed to upgrade or buy that family home, or you wanted to upgrade your family car so you can make family trips more convenient, and now you're thinking we have this loan and we want to clear it. So if you now incorporate that R.A.P, it would be you're reflecting and seeing, okay, so fine, we have this debt, how have we been making the repayments? Then you assess and see, so how much of the money that we have as a family goes into that repayment? Then can we be able to do something about it? What steps do we need to take to clear 100,000 more? So then when we have been able to put this plan in place, how do we track it, right? So for me, that R.A.P is very, very important. We have to take time as a family. We are reflecting, we are assessing, and then now we plan the way we'll be able to achieve. And the planning bit also includes a lot of tracking. We might plan as much as we want, but if we don't track, we'll never know if we're making progress. We will never know if we're getting closer to that 100,000 unless we get to track it. All right, let's take a quick pause and then dive right back into today's money conversation. So how do we start it? I think for me, what I would recommend is like try and do something like hosting a goal mapping session as a family. This is very simple, just everyone together and then ask yourselves, what are like our 2 or 3 main goals this year? What do you want to achieve? And then of course together we break them down. We see if you can be able to assign roles, who will do what, who will keep track of what, and give updates. Then we just have regular family meetings. We need to normalize having family meetings. And I'll tell you, so there was this couple I was coaching, and I shared with them that I'd taken my eldest was about 12 and the younger sister was 9. So I'd taken them to the store and said, don't disturb me. I'd given each of them 50 shillings, and I'm like, okay, let me do the house shopping, and then now you can pick a snack for yourself. And the younger sister was going and picking this very expensive crisp, and the older sister had picked a crisp as well. So she tells her, no, why are you taking that one? That's gonna take all your money. If you pick this other one, it even looks like it has more crisps in it, and you'd be able to buy it together with a lollipop. So the younger sister was so impressed. She just thought, like, I have to make sure whatever I'm buying is less than the 50 shillings that mom has given me. And it was very eye-opening. So when I shared that, they were like, we have a 10-year-old, we'll go and share that in the house. So later on, during one of our check-in sessions, they were like, oh, we did share. And she was like, she can do the price comparison. So I told her I'll be carrying her when I'm going to the store to do a weekly shopping. And I did. And now her job was to help the mom compare the prices of the items that they were buying. And when they tracked it, they found at the end of the month, they had been able to save 3,500 shillings. And wow, she felt so empowered with this. So it's these small things that gets all of us to be involved as a family. And from that, you can imagine, I'm sure now that daughter will come up with even more and more ways to help the family achieve whatever goals that they set up to, because now she feels empowered. She's like, even in my small age, quote unquote, I can still be able to help my family achieve this. And for me, that is very key. I keep saying, let's get everyone involved. Age appropriate, of course, but let's get everyone involved. As we finish off, allow me to challenge you. What's that one family goal that's currently stuck? Think about it. And then what's that one thing you are going to do differently this week after listening to this podcast? Remember, our family goals are valid. We just need clarity, conversation, and a lot of consistency. To make it real, we need to make it visible. Let everyone in the family see the mission. Let's build that family vision, one conversation at a time. Now, I say good things are best shared. So if you loved today's episode, share it with your partner, your kids, or a fellow parent who's trying to make family finances work. And if you're also ready to go deeper, I invite you to sign up for our Generational Wealth Blueprint session for your family, where we will get hands-on with your family goals and help you map out real action involving the whole family. Now, you can find all the links in the show notes, or you can head over to my Instagram page at linda.makatiani, and you'll be able to get all the details there. So until next time, next session, stay grounded, stay growing together as one. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Finance for Families podcast. I'm Linda Makatiani, grateful as always to be part of your family's financial journey. If you found value in today's episode, show some love by subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it to your loved ones and other families. Here at Finance for Families, we believe every family has the power to build wealth, one honest conversation at a time. Until next time, keep talking money, keep growing together, and keep building your family legacy.